pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, I'm sweet, I got a beat, just look at me, what do you see? Pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple, I'm a pineapple, I'm sweet, I got a beat, just look at me, what do you see? Pineapple, I'm a pineapple, pineapple,
All right. So, what the hell are you talking about, Bernie? The Crypto Alchemist. That is me. Part of my destiny, and why I named my second channel, but now my main channel on YouTube, Crypto Alchemist, was my original Bernard Conkin channel before it got banned. I was donated a half a Bitcoin until it got into crypto. That kind of forced me into it just to figure out what the hell it was, how to cash it out, how to shout out Aaron. Good to see you, brother. You've been around from the beginning. You know the story. But the point of it was named the channel Crypto Alchemist. I've always been meaning to do my own cryptos. Have been working on the economics, the tokenomics, the functionality, the plans and launches for, well, since last 3 years. But yet to do it, why? Why have I held off all this time? I probably could be a millionaire by now, but no, I have not, because I also could have lost it all, especially with the scams, the inside setup, sniper trading and dumps, and the whole industry as a whole right now is getting exposed for how messed up it is, and that there's a lot of talk of potential meme coin ban, and thus why I am launching or announcing the creation, and I'm going to be minting the Crypto Alchemist meme coin within the next couple days. But as of right now, none of these projects I mention exist. So don't get fooled. Don't get scammed if scammers out there, because there are scammers, even for small channels like this. But with ideas, they do take them and they will create scams. So don't buy scams. If you see an AI Bernie trying to tell you that if you send your Crypto Alchemist coin to it, that it's going to send you double back, don't do it. That's the oldest crypto scam in the internet crypto world game. It's evolved, but originally it was Elon. They had Elon, and that they had Elon telling you to send it to him your Dogecoin, and he was going to send you double back. That was a scam. It's always been a scam. Then they have AI, XRP, CEOs, CTS, like the whole board of directors, each one different AI of them, trying to tell you to send you your XRP, they'll send you double back. No, that's definitely also a scam. It's a scam, and they get away with this scam because they're advanced hackers, and they send these phishing emails. I'm pretty sure they've sent several to me over the years, and they're like, oh, we want to sponsor you, we're going to give you money, just click to download. Like, what idiot falls for that? I guess some do, but I guess some rather large channels do. And so when they click on it, they download this freaking virus, it takes over their system, and all of a sudden they lose control of their YouTube channel that has like 100,000 followers, that's like generating large views, that's generating large income. And when it gets hacked, the hackers are able to then divert that income. They delete all of the previous videos, they rename the channel, they upload their AI scam videos, they just use bots to generate the continued large amounts of views, and then at the same time they use the YouTube ad revenue that channel was being paid to the previous owner, and they just like put it back into buying YouTube ads and YouTube algorithm promotions. So then it just like spams it everywhere and people think it's legit, but no, it's the biggest scam out there. And they even did it to Mandy Coin, Mandy AI, and it's a sad story. And it's again why I have yet to launch, because we will be doing case study of Mandy Coin, as well as another one of my projects, Trump Tracker AI. The domain name of it is already trumptrackerai.sol. I bought that. It's gonna be up and running within about a month or two, and that will be an AI tracking the wallets of Trump and the Trump team. And yeah, it will be Trump Tracker AI. But back to Crypto Alchemist's meme coin that I will be minting in the next couple of days. And when I do, I will post the wallet address so that it can be tracked, and that I will then track it and publish myself, showing the allocations of the on bubble maps, I think it is, whatever the bubble, yeah, the apps that tracks the wallets. That's part of what Trump Tracker AI will be also using and showing. But that the purpose being, in case they ban the making and creation of these meme coins and stuff, that I have to mint it first, and that I will be minting several of my different projects, like MeMeBus, like Memes with Meaning, like Trump Tracker AI, Trumpster Fire AI, Crypto Alchemist coin, and a few more. But the point of it is that it'll all be done within the next few weeks. Each one will be minted. That's another reason I've yet to do it, because you have to be very specific and use the right protocols when mapping and or minting and proceeding with the AI aspect and integrating that. I've been reaching out and getting into contact with a bunch of these different, both Solana AI agent, what's the right words? Essentially sandboxes, if that makes sense to those that understand, but the launch platforms that have all the coding of the AI agents and actually run the servers of the artificial intelligence processing, that you're connecting your crypto asset to, essentially, and that actually is quite complex, and that in order to do the right things and actually get real AI in with it, you have to do that properly. But as for meme coin, that is just Crypto Alchemist meme coin, that is for me and all of you potentially, it's going to be a first mover in the fact of a fair launch meme coin. And I'm only going to mint 1 million of them. 1 billion is just far too many, and it's not going to work. So one key part is that this fair launch experiment will be, there's only 1 million. Another aspect is that it's going to be split in 3 pools, 33, 33, 33. And that 33% allocation to the liquidity fund when it gets launched in a few months. But before that, there will be an open to the public, because all these private sales bullshit, but there'll be an open pre-sale of buying a token for $1 each. Nobody allowed to buy more than 5,000, maybe 10,000, but probably try to do it for 5,000. And that'll be pre-sale for a few months, that you can buy up to 5,000 or 10,000 at $1 each, and that money that will be generated will then go to fund the liquidity pool of pairing them at $1 base with $1 stable coin, so that the base of the coins will be $1. This is unprecedented-ish economic systems that I am proposing and going to be implementing with this. And then another 33% that will be allocated strictly for staking rewards as long-term stakers. And another part of the fair launch is that when it goes onto the markets, nobody will be able, also will be limited to a 5,000 or 10,000 cap. But additionally, and this also is included with the pre-sale, is it'll be like something like 33% of what you buy will be locked into like a long-term staking, and then another to a short term, and then you'll be allowed to have 33% of what you purchased at that time to be able to sell on the market and take your profits, sort of thing. But that there's also a cap, right? So there will be no dumping, will be no possibilities of sniping, and it is a long-term project. And that the fees that will be generated off of the transactions, because they all do have these giant scam fees, they'll be less, but it'll be also split where it's like 50% back to the staking. So it's like you actually are earning money back from it, or not money, crypto, your crypto profits, right? Got to be specific with that. None of this is financial advice. Another reason there's a cap is that nobody will then be able, say it does, because so shout out to Mandy Project as well, because it's like I could have bought in, and I should have bought in, and I meant to buy in at freaking $20,000 market cap. I was there day one when it was created. I meant to, I could have. I was like, I don't know. The second day it made it up to 40,000. I was like, it made it to bonding, and I was like, I could have bought then, I should have bought then, and I was like, and I didn't. And over the next few weeks, it actually made it up to 14 million. Okay, so and shout out to PMG and like the team, but then it's like they also got screwed by at one point they paid what they thought were like legitimate crypto developers that actually only just dumped it. And then also that small little project also had a Telegram scam set up where they're like, yes, send us your Mandy coin and we'll send you double back. The same AI scam that's been going on. They do it for these small little channels even. So it's like, don't do it. But I guess a bunch of people fell for it, including the actual nurse Mandy herself's like own brother, and he like sent like $9,000 to like it was ridiculous. A whole bunch of people apparently did. So then this like scammer had a whole bunch and like dumped it. It was just crazy stuff. So it's like, that's why I'm taking my time. I'm very serious about this project. The other half of the fees are going to the ultimate purpose, my ultimate CryptoAlchemist purpose, which is to transmutate physical gold into crypto and vice versa, and the proof of ownership project, where you will be able to onboard your own physical gold and silver from home into a crypto, tradable asset, and it will be revolutionary. Why? Because first there was proof of work, then there was proof of stake, and now with me shall come proof of ownership project, the poop coin that is the most physical possible real world asset. It is also the most DeFi, decentralized finance possible, and it is also the most I guess technology down survivable real world crypto asset, because you will still own your own physical gold and silver. You just will also be able to stake it and lease it out as crypto, and part of that proof of ownership project eventually. And see, I got a 3-year plan with it, and it's going to be to get the Trump administration to accept the proof of ownership project and endorse it, and endorse the proof of ownership USD, aka POO USD, and it's the proof of owned dollars. And why I know they will eventually endorse it is because it is pro US dollars, because anyone in the world will be able to take their physical US dollar bills and scan it and upload it onto the blockchain, and there will be a process of onboard or proving that you still own that dollar and haven't spent it. And whenever it's the ultimate DeFi, because it encourages people to hold on to their money. It encourages people to buy and hold the American dollar. Okay, so that right there is why POO USD, your proof of owned US dollar, is the ultimate going to be revolutionary crypto system. But that is and will be coming. And the POO USD meme coin will also be coming. And that one, there will be 1 billion. I think I'm going to try to launch it on definitely on Radium, but with probably pump.fund, but we will see because of the ridiculous insider trading on it. And that is the second part of the case study that we are doing and going to be listening to, and why I've held off on launching the meme coins in the meme madness over the last several months is because there's the Hawk Tua scam that was the case study, then the Trump Molina Libra, and there's no one better to the source and accountability than CoffeeZilla, aka Voidzilla, which he is right here. And this is the interview of this 26-year-old who is like the biggest scammer, inside trader, set up the president of Argentina, and also ruined the momentum of the Trump meme coin, because he was the one that launched immediately after the Molina coin, and was in charge of it, and just it's ridiculous. But here he himself, afraid for his life after having now probably some sort of Argentina cartel or South American cartel after him, because he's got $100 million off of the whole fiasco. So we're gonna play some of CoffeeZilla's interview with this dude, and making the case study, showing where it's all gone wrong and what my crypto projects are going to avoid, and why I will most likely be launching them in this bear market before the super cycle bull market resumes. And that you don't want to miss the MeMeBus. And MeMeBus, maybe MeMeBus, no, MeMeBus is going to be AI. Anywho, I'm going to launch some on Solana and some on Base. And anywho, let's listen to CoffeeZilla. Just let this, I hope this gets used in court, but it's like, if it goes total dereg and degen, then I'll be launching 100 different memes in the next months. But if it's banned, the memes get banned, not to worry. Mine are memes with meaning actual functionality and purpose, and will be generating services, sort of thing. Anyways, let's listen to the peak clown world meme coin market breakdown and self-incrimination of this. Just decide for yourselves. Let me know in the comments.
Hours I've been investigating the Argentinian meme coin disaster known as Libra. If you don't know, the president of Argentina posted publicly supporting this meme coin, and subsequently it has all crashed and people have wondered where the money is, with $100 million seeming to go missing. Now, I've been in touch with the key players in this, trying to get answers. And what you're about to hear with Hayden Davis, who is the main guy behind the launch and a lot of the token decisions. He currently sits with $100 million in his possession that he's trying to find out what to do with. You will discover through the course of this call that it is not the first time we have been talking. I have been trying to communicate with him for, as I said, the last 24 to 48 hours. And this is not the interview for like pushing from my view, because I wanted to get information. I feel like the biggest thing we're missing is answers. And so I was just listening a lot of this call. I do think we got some incredible admission.
So this, like so much respect for this man. Like it's, he's busted and called out like the biggest scammer, influencers, billion-dollar criminal scams, like so much stuff. It's like it's wild. And this is like the lead up what you're about to hear. If you have not heard this, it gives some inside information on what went down in Washington with the Trump Molina crypto memes, and the like, just it's insane. But this is our reality peak clown world. It's a meme business out there. Jump on the MeMeBus. Yeah, buy MeMeBus coin. Doesn't exist yet. There's a million of them out there that are all scam ones or whatnot. Not my MeMeBus. MeMeBus AI.soul. I bought that too. It's coming soon, but that's a story for later. Back to CoffeeZilla.
But I wanted to say it's not my characteristic, like, scammer. And that was by design. I was very skittish from the beginning. And so I didn't feel like that was an appropriate kind of reaction. Everyone's going to have their opinion on this guy either way, based on what you hear. But I thought a more like neutral approach, just letting this guy talk. It is the first time he's talked since he issued like a statement on Twitter. It was like a minute long and it wasn't received very well. So I wanted to give him the chance to kind of dump all the information out at once. The interview starts abruptly because he starts with some off the record stuff that I had to cut out. But yeah, hopefully this sheds some light on what's going on.
I'll just start. I can just start talking about certain things. One of the issues with Libra and what we try and avoid.
I just want to know, can we consider this stuff about, all that kind of stuff? That's not like anyone's business. I appreciate you sharing that context. The Libra stuff is sort of the meat and potatoes of what I wanted to talk about.
The Libra stuff is fine. Like the Libra stuff is fine.
Okay, go ahead.
So like,
all right, I gotta give some context right there. And like, so there's definitely even more behind the story of what CoffeeZilla bleeped out there. He censored the and I guarantee with that and Trump, and that he gave even more information on that to Coffee, probably out of fear of his life, because he most likely, like, how he effed up and like dumped on the Molina launch and sale, and then now with this Libra coin, which was he sold to the Argentina president as like this fund that's going to develop Argentina, and like they literally just like all bought the coin and dumped it and like stole all the Argentina's money. And that's what he's talking to CoffeeZilla about right now. And like he called CoffeeZilla, aka Voidzilla, which we are in the void, and this is the Libra interview.
Like one of the issues with Libra, right? I mean, there's so many details in the story, but one of the issues with Libra is when you launch on Meteora, you're not like there's this whole context around like shitloads of insiders. That's not what's going on. What's going on is you have these, I don't know how they're doing it, but these expert snipers, like guys that are clipping 1.7, 2 million, 800,000, 1.2 million into the charts. And then what you have is because on big launches, all this volume is going to come in. And then you're like, fuck, this guy, like at one point, one of the top wallets, which for some reason still hasn't sold a bunch, I don't understand why, but had $57 million, right? And had a 5 billion market cap, or 4.5, which is what Libra was at. That's still going to crush the chart. It's not like that's 5 billion. It's not like that's $4.5 billion. So then you have to make a real-time decision where you're like, okay, do I pull do I swap some of the liquidity out to protect the floor, knowing that I know that there's more marketing plans coming? Or do I just let the chart get crushed? Right. And that's what happens every single one of these launches. That's what happens.
So currently this guy is making excuses for why he himself, as the insider, like behind these launches, bought a bunch of the coin at the start as well. And he's talking most likely about his own accomplices, but it's also it was exposed as some of the main Solana dexes and liquidity pool operators, that they would all front run these new coins and like buy them instantly with a bunch of bots, so that they'd get a whole bunch of it, and then everybody else was allowed to buy in afterwards, and then they just dump it all. So they're just stealing everyone's money by design. And that is part of this case study, and why exactly I have yet to launch my coins, but I am on the process in the next few days to mint the original ones that I will be doing. And yeah, exactly. And CoffeeZilla was one that exposed that, Aaron. That's they're all horrible. So that is why what I am doing is going to be the absolute exact opposite of that. And for the astute, there are up days and I have bear days. And a bear is down, they hibernate, and they're ready to tear someone's face off if messed with. And so are the markets. But that is life. And we have up days and we have bear days. But back to CoffeeZilla. And what's this good comment about CZ? I definitely respect CZ. Okay, so for those that don't know, I have utmost respect for CZ. He is essentially the manager of Binance. He was a Canadian-Chinese dual citizen. Canada banned Binance. Binance is the world's largest online crypto exchange. It is the only crypto exchange that has not been a scam and that has survived and actually called out and taken losses publicly on scam bankman fraud with the FTX fraud. The whole reason it got exposed was because of CZ. CZ has survived being in Chinese prison, like persecuted by the government. He doesn't speak publicly as much, but he is back in control of Binance. And I believe CZ to be an honest and good guy, and he hates the scammers, and there's so many of them in the crypto world. And that is another thing, is that scammers gonna scam and idiots are gonna lose and give their money to them. But the smart money is always going to make money, whether the markets are up or whether they are bear. It's all bull. Well, the problem is the bubble, right? It gets pumped by the bull. And when the bullshit pops, you get the bear and it goes back down, but it clears out the mess. And then the good smart money comes back in. And that's just how it goes. And yeah, it's like Binance itself still holds my coin because the Canadian government blocked my access to it. All Canadians, the communist freaking don't trust in Trudeau guy. But yeah, so back to letting this all CoffeeZilla,
where it's like 3 to 10 guys get these massive chunk. They're not good snipers, right? They're all bad snipers. They're just looking to unload their whole position. You can't track it. You can't find it. It doesn't matter if you subpoena it. It doesn't, like, it takes for.
Well, like, what does he mean you can't track it? You can't find it? Yes, you can. It's all on chain. Like, what the, like, that's clearly a lie for him covering up his own inside actions, probably, and that of his friends.
Forever doesn't work. And so every launch, right, this happens. Now, what happened with Libra specifically, which I'm happy to share, even though Javier and his team have told me that there's a pretty substantial interview coming tomorrow that'll be live.
So he's, at this point, this dude's like thinking and believing that he's still going to have a live interview with the Argentinian president who he had just screwed over and his entire nation for like hundreds of millions of dollars and billions in losses. Like, it, this kid is freaking delusional. He is high on something.
Live on TV. I don't think that's like super publicly known, but
yeah,
like, like
no,
he's going to basically
I'm going to be live on TV with the
president, and then B,
no.
Libra as the project, because he's obviously under scrutiny. But basically what happened was when it launched, our goal was, okay, can we collect enough, but that the goal was to connect enough liquidity, because Malay was going to do another video, and then there were some other, I won't name them, but there were some other high level people that were going to interact, post, etc., market the video, right? So our goal was, can we take enough liquidity off to get all the snipers out, or at least control them, so that when the chart dips down, it's not going to crush the whole project. Have Malay do the second round of videos, and then inject all the capital back in, or at least the vast majority, and create like a mega Trump launch, basically. And I don't know, I still don't have answers on exactly what happened with why he.
So when he's talking about re-injecting liquidity, it's this $100 million that he has in a wallet, and then by the end of this interview, he's like so like delusion, but also afraid for his life, because he's not beyond like realizing all the criminal actions that he's just admitted to, like publicly in this interview, and not to mention screwing over the president of Argentina as well as the Trump administration. And yeah, he offers to give it to CoffeeZilla to like do something with, because he's just like afraid for his life. Yet, oh my god, it's, if you're not up on this, like it's something else.
He took the post down. I'm assuming there's some extreme political pressure that he got, and he panicked. As somebody in his position, I would feel rightly so. I mean, he's not like a crypto native person. And then we've been working through like, okay, what can we do from here? But like, you know, people are saying this is a rug pull. Like, that's not objectively true. There's still like, there's what, 60 million on the bonding curve of liquidity that's locked.
That's not
right? It's at 300 million market cap.
true.
Like, it's not a rug. It's it's a
not a
plan
rug, I
gone
just
miserably
inside
wrong
sold
with
and
$100
dumped
million
on
sitting in an account that I'm the custodian of, but I'm not. I don't. I would love instruction on what to do with it. I don't have no desire to be
Please, CoffeeZilla, tell me what to do with this $100 million that I just scammed from the Argentinian people.
public enemy number one of how to make this happen. I'm not benefiting from this. My life is just in danger.
Yeah, so there's a few things I want to touch on there.
Yeah.
Thanks for that explanation. The 100 million. I think the view from the public, colloquial meaning too, and it just means sort of like unfair value extraction. I think that's like kind of the colloquial meaning. And in this case, the unfair value extraction would be like taking money out. And the view was that there was no clarity on like what that was going to be used for. So people just thought like, oh, they're just taking profits, right? Like this is $100 million of profits in such and such a time. So that was the view. But yeah, obviously something needs to be done with this $100 million to try to put it back in the people's hands. I think that's going to be a very complicated, tough process because it's very difficult to do that with people not further taking advantage of the situation, right?
Well, and if I could just comment, like it's also multi-sided, right? Because like it's a meme coin. Like if you're turbo nuking your whole portfolio into a meme coin, right? Like that, I mean, not financial advice, but like it's foolish. So I understand that, but at the same time, it's like, well, like I was even talking about this today with a number of different people. It's like, how do you assess a value? It's not dead. The president's most likely going to support it. So it's going to have some element of probably going back up. And you have to both control the narrative of like, okay, people have lost money because they've chosen to sell, but the token's not dead yet. Like where are those lines? And the answer is nobody can give me an answer.
Sure. Yeah, I'd be surprised if Malay backtracked, and I think Malay's gonna wash his hands of this. But I could definitely be wrong. I don't know the whole situation. I do have a question, like just like a yes or no. Like, is Malay gonna make money on this?
No.
Right. My second question: are the two people who are involved in this launch Manuel and Mauricio?
Yes.
From Tech Forum Argentina, yes?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Kit Protocol was going to run the nonprofit or whatever it was going to be, like a foundation. Going to do like distribution of the.
So yeah, I can talk a little more about that. So like the plan, like this was supposed to be an experiment, right? Like Malay has a deep desire to put everything on chain, like to make everything public, to make like all the financial transactions of the country, like he wants to tokenize, right? So I've been in talks with tons of different people and tons of different foundations about structuring what that would look like over the next couple of years. And so like the idea was like, okay, well, let's experiment with this and see how it goes. Because again, it's not like he has supported it, but it wasn't like it was his official meme coin. Let's also like make that clear. And so that's a side note, but
all right. So this, it keeps freezing. Shoot. Well, my stupid bandwidth. Hopefully it's working better. Context. All right, Malay, the president of Argentina. This kid's so delusional. He thinks after front running an inside trading and screwing over all of Argentine, that he's somehow going to still be working with them. And it's absolutely crazy. But what I propose is that if the offer is still on the table for CoffeeZilla to accept that 100 million, I say he takes it and that he then uses that 100 million USDC to bond with half of the 1 billion Poo USD meme coin that I'm about to mint, and that is the forever liquidity pool, and that the other 50%, the other 500 million tokens get airdropped to the smaller wallets of Mandy. Yeah, right. So how about that? That would be the best meme of the world, and make Poo USD meme a thing. All right, let's go.
Right. So, look, a big part of this is like, people are trying to figure out what's going on. This money gets taken out of the account, and then there's this accusation that insiders
not having a
had
camera
knowledge of the
better.
contract before it was out. All these, KOLs, these basically people in the know in the industry knew about the coin prior to launch, and therefore could have either one gives knowledge themselves. I think a very easy example is Dave Portnoy, who knew about the launch.
Yeah. So this right here, another crucial point, that insider trading Dave Portnoy, but Dave even got dumped on and screwed and lost $5 million or something. And this guy paid back Dave Portnoy $5 million that he lost on it. Like, that's beyond insider trading ridiculousness. And let's hear him admit to it.
I think he said 2 weeks before you even.
All right. So the guy's name is Hayden. And here we have Dave Portnoy's messages with Hayden. Like, wow.
Before it ever came out, right? So he knew about it. Just as a quick amendment, although Dave claimed that he knew that it was probably coming out, he said he did not buy early or as an insider. I bought 10 minutes or so after Malay tweeted. I would have bought 10 milli if I could have. That's how I was sold on this. So just to be clear, although he knew of its existence, his statement is that he did not trade early. I just wanted to make sure we had that in the story. He had time to put $5 million together, which he traded on, this coin. Then he loses the money, ironically, and you refund him. And so that is like the kind of insider benefits and unfair rig of it. And then even when he lost,
and he still
you refund him.
Right.
Right. So a couple things. One, that was probably a mistake, to be honest with you.
Oh, that was probably a mistake that's going to cost me, potentially a criminal charge if they ever do regulate crypto, because, legally that would be precedent, and I should be refunding every single person that bought in. But so definitely that was a mistake. Yep.
At the moment,
I agree.
Whatever it was, I don't know when that was, whatever it was, middle of the night, whatever. I'm going back and forth with them. I'm thinking, well, Malay is going to publicly support this. This is noble. I don't want. I'm not thinking the perspective of like shit. Everybody's going to get fucked on this. That's not the perspective. So I probably need to have a conversation with him, and I'm sure there'll be different terms that we talk about. As far as like people knowing about the token, I mean, like, look, I can't say that I or anybody that knew about that, or Manu or Mauricio, haven't told a singular soul. I can tell you very few people knew. The idea of insiders to me is always bullshit, because every meme coin I've ever known or invested in or been a part of, like, the people that benefit are the people that know, like, the people that benefit the most are the people that structure the deal, similar to any other business in the world. People that are closest normally make the most money or lose them.
I believe insider trading as a term is BS because it's all insider trading. Okay, so you just admitted that you're a criminal and the group of people you that's again, and I have yet to launch officially my coin, but it is coming soon, and it is because we are doing these case studies that it is going to be an experimental fair launch, controlled, and only million token with open free to anybody but limited cap of pre-purchase with locked terms. That's crucial.
The most money, one of the two. So I think that's a bit of bullshit, and that's just like crypto people that are angry that there's always there's an unfair advantage if you're a genius on chain name system on Meteora. There's do that better than anybody. So it's like,
yeah, but there's wait. There's unfair games, right? There's people who know everything about stocks. You can be Warren Buffett, but there's a difference between being Warren Buffett and being a guy with insider knowledge on like Pfizer Pharmaceutical and trading on your insider knowledge. So I think the frustration is people are frustrated that not that you're.
It's a difference between being a insider trader or a market maker. Yeah, indeed.
Trading, but that you knew something, know what the public didn't know, and you traded on that information, which in the public markets, it would be illegal. It would be insider trading.
Right. But on meme coins, A, it's not. And B, that's what happens on every single deal. I mean, every KOL, every single one globally, agree to a deal. And then they make money on the deal. Like that, if you're calling out that, you have to call out everything else.
Yeah, I mean,
that would be my point.
I think
like literally,
I do think that's unbelievably shitty.
And CoffeeZilla literally is known for and documented on his channel calling out, and it's yeah, he does. And he even calls out Trump and Molina, and it's hilarious. Maybe we'll finish with that, but we'll play a little bit more of this still because it's fascinating stuff.
I do think that's unbelievable for everyone. It's insiders.
So I think too, like my honest, I don't actually disagree, but I think like the vast majority of people betting on meme coins, right? Especially at the beginning, and I think there's a separate conversation. Retail traders, like that is the game for everyone, and people that get mad are the people that aren't insiders.
So anybody that is just the market, as we are insiders doing illegal insider trading and just ripping them all off. Yes, that's exactly it, Hayden, you freaking retard criminal. And it's illegal. You are criminal. And once again, doing the case studies to avoid all of this when we launch the fair launch CryptoAlchemist meme coin.
That is what happens. That's all the bitching on socials is all the people that don't get into the deals. You'll never hear them bitch if they're in the deal.
You're never gonna hear them.
It's like what do you do?
You're never gonna hear them admit and show doing insider illegal trading. Yes, of course, Hayden, you fucking retard.
You don't do anything. You don't launch the project. You're like, how do you make money then? If Sniper, like what do you do? That's always the question.
Just to be clear, there's a difference between doing a deal like, you know, and using the information you have from a deal, I think that's wrong and should be rooted out. If people think these markets should be treated like capital markets, I mean, that's what all the crypto people say.
I don't think people should.
I don't think there's laws that current scam of stealing is what Hayden is saying there. And my apologies that my internet keeps like an Ethernet cable having these issues, but we shall continue. Hopefully it's playing.
Treat them as capital markets because they're not. But even the deals which I just like bet on, whether it's like, you know, fucking jail stool or whatever, if I throw money into it, so it's like I treat it like
people who always say like, oh, there shouldn't be like this regulation or that regulation are always the people who are tilting the table at the casino. Like I hear Dave Portnoy talk about like, oh, you babies in the trenches, where,
Cry. Oh, Dave.
Secondly, like Dave's like, oh, you're mad at me because I dumped on you before you dumped on me, stuff like that.
You're just mad you didn't dump them on fucking me.
It's like, well, Dave, you're part of what controls what people do because people are trading based on you. So it's like, of course, people inside the casino who control the most levers are like, yeah, we don't think there should be any rules as to like what we say or what was like, hey, I'm going to do this to you, you know, not financial advice, whatever.
Dave A is a good guy. Number one. Number two, Dave doesn't know that much about what's going on with meme coins. Yeah. Like he doesn't. He has no idea. Like he's just kind of like figuring it out. He just figured out a couple weeks. Oh, the price goes up. This is so crazy and weird. What do I do with this?
No, I was.
Say what? Davey Day Trader with the massive freaking day trader influencer just realized right now that if he talks about something, the stock goes up or the crypto goes up, and then he can sell it and dump on everyone, and it's illegal. And yeah, he's been doing it a long time, but hey, shout out Barstool Dave.
Because in some ways, I appreciate his transparency, and it shows a lot of the things that are going on behind the scenes that we don't see. But what I'm just making the larger point, which is that everybody who's like, yeah, we should deregulate this, whatever. It's like, and this shouldn't be treated like everything else. They are also a lot of the times you'll find the same people who are rigging the game or have some hand in the game that is an unfair advantage. It's just like what you said. The people who complain are the people without the unfair advantage. The people who don't complain are the people with the unfair advantage. Like I think that is a true statement. I want to move on though from that because look, like a lot of this has turned into some of the wallets which are being linked back to you are like linked to wallets which sniped the coins that you launched, right? So in the case of Libra, there's the wallet which Dave got refunded by, which is, according to him, your personal funds, was linked to an Avalanche wallet, which was funded like a sniper of Libra. So, but if you launch the coin, isn't it unfair for you to snipe the coin?
So right there, because everything is on chain, and the guy paid back Dave Portnoy the $5 million, they were able to track and show that same wallet does in fact, that shows it belongs to this guy, Hated, and then where it came from, it shows that it ties back to him also using another wallet to snipe and buy up the coin. So these like theoretical snipers that he blames everything on is literally himself.
coin?
So I would say no. And I would say that for a couple different reasons. Number one, a lot of the times when,
like,
and
what?
again, this is like, I mean, again, it's a much larger conversation, which is what I told you in text. But most of the time when I have different money in different places, obviously.
Like, look at CoffeeZilla like so hard, not trying to like snap and call this guy out and just like, but he's like, no, I gotta let him entrap himself and fucking give all the details here. Like, this is beyond insanely ridiculous, but I mean, I cannot call it out yet, but he's just struggling so hard to keep it together because it's just so effing ridiculous. But yeah, let's continue.
But from the standpoint of sniping, most of the time when we're sniping, we're attempting to
Okay, so right there,
avoid-
the guy goes from, no, it wasn't me. I don't do that. No, no. Okay, sniping. So when I snipe, like, what? Like, how? Like, but that's why you don't call them out and you just let them freaking entrap themselves because they're fucking so retarded, stupid, greedy, and it's insane. But here we go.
other snipers getting in, right? So whether that's, and by the way, I don't conduct snipes. I'm not a dev. I just want to throw that out there for like, I don't even know how to. I like if you told me if you put me in front of a computer and had me try and figure out how to snipe, I don't even know what. I've never done a bot. I don't know any of that shit.
But you're not denying that Wallace linked to you sniped Libra.
No,
but you're just saying you didn't do it.
Link to the project. I wouldn't say link to me. I would say link
link to the wallet which refunded Dave, which Dave said was your personal funds.
That just happened to be at the
that just happened to be like one of my wallets that like I got busted with that's tied to the sniping that I just admitted that I did, but I didn't do. So fucking stupid.
the time of stress where we moved money from, but that was just a mistake. I mean, if anything, because like in that particular case, all I would do is like that money. When it went back into the chart, it would just flow through another wallet back into the chart. Like that money that we consider sniping, quote unquote, is the
CJDV, my PMG brother. And I was also at the beginning a bit discussing the case study that we will be doing on Mandy Coin and how to do the successes of it and how to avoid the sniping, dumping, insider trading bullshit. And that is why we are also listening to the Libra Hayden Voidzilla / CoffeeZilla interview and doing case study on it as well, because I am launching CryptoAlchemist meme coin, but it's a meme with meaning, and it's going to be a controlled fair launch, and I'm minting 1 million. It's only 1 million. And, you know, like shout out to Mandy Coin was able to make it up to 14 million, but, market cap, but there's only going to be 1 million coins, not 1 billion. And yeah, we're going over the tokenomics at the beginning, and they're right. Like, see, there's so, yeah, we'll get into that a bit later. And anywho, let us continue on with the Libra Hayden Molina into the Voidzilla entrapment expose interview of the year.
product's money, right? That's how we do it for, I mean, anytime we've done it, that's how we do it. And the most of the time the snipe is to deter. And if there's enough volume on the project, we use it so that it has the ability to continue on. And I think that's very hard for people to understand.
I will agree. I will agree with that. I think that is going to be hard to understand
because you have like look, right? You have, and I'll give you a great example. If you look at Trump and you look at the snipes, right? Trump had so much volume, the snipes didn't matter. They made zero difference.
So,
No, that-
so
wait, hang
here's
on,
the
that's not-
thing: is like, so our legal activity off of Trump, because it was so big, it didn't crash it, so it was all good, right? So, like, you know, if you look at that, it was all good. So, you know, what's the issue, bruh? Oh, how about that? It's illegal. Fuck, like what you're doing is ridiculous. And what he's calling snipes on that was actually dumps of pre-purchased, and it's the difference between why because this guy was, I think, is also responsible, if I'm not mistaken, for, or maybe he's not, but I think he is, the Hawk Tua scam as well, but I could be wrong. But definitely Molina and definitely Libra, but I think it was Hawk Tua too, but don't quote me on that yet.
Not true. There was a guy who sniped early for $1 million. The big crash in Melania that everyone attributes to Melania was actually that sniper selling like tens of millions of dollars of coins.
Like the one that did like 84 mil, right? That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
me.
I mean,
oops.
we could argue all day. My point is, sniping when you're the team. I'm not saying it always should happen, but I'm saying a lot
I'm
of
not
times
saying this illegal thing we're doing that I was trying to say we didn't do shouldn't happen all the time, but I did it every time. And like, how does this fucking retard have $100 million right now in a crypto wallet? It just ultimate clown world.
to protect and if there's enough volume, take some off so that people can have a chance to pump the chart back up.
Like, he just sees it
Because
as
with
a
meme
giant
coins, they go up and down
scam,
so
how
fast.
to
These
just
projects can
fucking
get killed in
scam
2 days.
everything. It's just like, that's
And the
all
only
you
hope
need
is
now.
that you have enough of a treasury
I
to
just
go
scam,
and try
and
and
it's
beat the
scam.
snipers.
It's not a scam without, like,
This is a
crashing
conversation that goes
scam.
on with everybody in Solana. Everybody that knows how these launches work, that is the conversation.
Do you
Always.
think the public knows that when a project launches, the project is going to snipe the project? Because being the most charitable, right? Which I'm just going to really stretch my brain and be super charitable here and say all of this money is not being intended to be profit. It's all for the project, right? I think the public not knowing that, like, you have these, you know, clandestine activities with these like side wallets going on is inherently like kind of messed up. And like the project is controlling the project's price. It is like a weird kind of price manipulation where you go like, oh, if it's too high, we'll clip some off the chart. And then also it kind of makes the whole idea of the team having a treasury wallet kind of pointless, because it seems like you also have a sniping wallet treasury. And so, and the public has like zero clarity into what's going on here. This, I mean, just to be clear, do you think this happens a lot?
I think I think that this is all that happens in all of meme coins ever, unless they complete.
I'm admitting that I know that it is all that is going on in the meme coin market. This is Hayden, and he is the guy that is behind the Libra launch as well as the Molina launch, and I believe he also was behind, but I could be wrong, the Hawk Tua. But he definitely the Libra coin with the Argentina president, and he was responsible for the Molina launch and the crash of it as well. And like, he's admitting on how he did, like, sniped it and did insider trading and is trying to claim that it's not, and it's out of control. But yes, it's amazing journalism by Into the Voidzilla copy.
Completely die, and then they get CTO'd, and hopefully nobody fucks it up. But I think, like, this is just me being super transparent. Maybe it's oversharing. I don't really give a shit.
You will when you're in court one day, son.
Because everything is on the blockchain, and because a certain amount of people have figured out how to game it. When you're the responsible party of trying to figure out how to make them last, because everybody, I will tell you, every single person that launches these, unless they're just a nefarious fuck, they're trying to figure out how to make these last. Like my whole goal of coming into this was like, if you want the Dave story, just quick side note, I want, like, there was a whole deal where the Malay team wanted Dave to be involved so that they could do some cross promotion and maybe even eventually do like an interview like he did with Trump, and create, like, maybe if Dave had a project at one point, that there'd be like some ability for their holders to benefit from their holders and like create another like social finance thing. Like we're always I'm trying to figure out how to do that. And what always fucks that up is just massive sniping. That's the main trigger point of what fucks it up. And there's no solution, because those guys just walk off with 80, 100, 200 million, and they're just scot free. And then everybody else gets fucked and the project gets blamed. And so, do I think that sniping is the number one most ethical thing of all time? No. But do I think that anybody's figured out a better way to help deter, especially the beginning launch, when only the snipers can see the launch? Only the snipers can see the CA. Only. And they've gamed it. And they've gamed it on Radium, and they've gamed it on Meteora, and they're pretty sure they've gamed it on Orca as well.
So let me say, so I think this whole thing of like you snipe your own projects is insane, but I will agree that sniping is a massive problem for all these meme coins. And I think insider knowledge is also a huge problem. I think both can be true at the same time. And part of the sniping happens from insider leaks. Like in the case of the...
I disagree.
Okay, well, you can disagree, but like there are alpha groups where, one, they're looking on chain for stuff, but they're also looking for early.
That was key parts that Hayden just exposed. Yeah, exactly. I agree, CJT. And also BSC, Binance. I have respect for CZ, and it's like he's kept that's the global exchange, like it hasn't gone down. He called out scam, Bankman fraud. And it's good, and XRP, like, it's holding steady right now. It's gonna take over. Also XLM, Stellar Lumens, XRP Ripple's little brother, and of course also HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph, another one, and Drunk Dad, Cardano, ADA. They've all kept those. They're good. They're solid. They got projects, and they represent the technology, the finance, and trying to get decent tokenomics. It's the scammers that have taken over the launch pads and that have infiltrated Jupiter and Radium and the so-called decentralized exchanges and the centralized launch pads on Solana that have absolutely ruined it and turned it into an insider game. And that's why I'm going to be doing the full breakdown investigation and getting involved with all that are doing with the what happened to Mandy Coin, and to be able to avoid it and try to actually find some fair launch pads that are actually into it properly, as well as launching with the AI in the actual some of the AI launch pool, but their systems, servers, and seeing if they are indeed more of a fair launch. Trying some on Solana, but probably be going a few more into base, as it seems like a more safe space at the moment and not as rigged and gamed like Solana completely is with. I might even try to do and see if I can get one on XRP that also has AI ability, because it is the key to have all three features in my memes with meme coin projects and launches. All right, back to Voidzilla interviewing Hayden the Libra scammer.
early contract leaks, and they will pay money to get those early contract addresses so they can snipe the coin.
Right, but then what's like, okay, sure. What's the solution? You don't launch the project, or do you try and protect it? Like, what?
No, you just don't scam the open markets.
Philosophically, I think meme coins are rent-seeking zero-sum games that extract value from the majority of people who engage in them and disproportionately benefit insiders by how it works, how the deals are structured, and by the fact that for someone to make $1, you have to lose $1, right? So I think the whole thing is misguided from the outset. But obviously, I focus my efforts on where there is an unfair element of either fraud or insider trading or something that colloquially people agree is wrong. Because if people want to engage in meme coins, if people want to engage in meme coins, that's fine. But if they're going to engage in meme coins, I think at least the market should be fair. Like, I think meme coins are stupid, but even if you want to engage in stupid things, it should be fair. This is what happened with casinos, right? Casinos, there's a bunch of fraud in addition to the unfair gambling element. And so then they got super regulated. There's a reason casinos are regulated. It's because people were getting screwed. And so I think the same thing can and should eventually happen with this stuff, although there's obviously a big push to deregulate everything on the other side. Look, I mean, obviously, I know this is a bit of a sensitive topic, but I have to ask because, this is part of what my story is about. A lot of people have linked you to the Melania launch, and that is a big question on everyone's mind, mine especially, which is, were you part of the Melania launch, and was that sniped as well?
I mean, look, I think that, I
told you. Pause. Do I admit to it? And this segment here probably is going to cost Hayden his life. I have a feeling. But we'll see how it plays out. You never know.
Maybe before this started. I'm happy to share the truth, but you're asking a question that's it's just, I'll answer, but it's factually going to put me into a lot of danger, which is fine. I'll answer. I was part of it. I think the team did want to snipe it because of how big the snipe was on Trump's. And we weren't the
not only was I part of it, I directed the Melania team to snipe it. And yeah, so I directed the team doing the First Lady's meme coin to snipe it and insider trade it and dump it.
We definitely weren't the big sniper.
But we weren't the biggest.
We were not that was what we were trying to avoid. And we didn't make any. There was no money made from the Melania team on any. We didn't take.
We didn't make any money off of it whatsoever.
Okay. Wow, that's shocking news. But I want to zoom in on that point. You said we didn't take.
Say what? Do you realize what you just admitted to and disclosed that was completely unknown to the world? That wow, this guy, he's not just so smart.
Any liquidity out. One of the wallets we traced to the Portnoy thing, thing. Your wallet, or not, I don't know if it's your wallet, whoever's wallet that was, sent money to a wallet which had got sent $1.5 million of Melania token from something called Melania-liquidity2.sol. And then that wallet seemed. So
we tracked through, because you sent money to Dave Portnoy, through all your wallet transactions, that you, in fact, were sent and sent yourself a whole bunch of Melania coin that you made and that you just claimed that you didn't make anything out of.
To sell Melania tokens that it received for free. So you said y'all didn't sell any liquidity, but
didn't swap liquidity. Didn't swap liquidity. Didn't
Well,
swap
we
in a
didn't
single sided.
swap, but I
didn't say
definitely sold.
there was no money sold. There's a difference between swapping the liquidity and selling liquidations. Those are two different things.
Okay, so y'all swapped. You didn't sell, or the other way around.
No, other way around.
You just swapped.
Sold. You didn't swap.
Yeah.
But you stole. You didn't. What the fuck?
Interesting. Okay. So are those the two main launches you were involved in? Have you? I've heard a few other launches like Hood. Was that also you?
No.
Okay.
Oh, maybe he wasn't behind the Hawk too. My bad.
Okay. What?
My bad.
Look, dude.
He didn't hawk
I mean, this is messed up. But look, let's try to get to this $100 million. Thank you for being kind of transparent about your feeling about these things. I do feel like you have, been honest about this.
I mean, look,
you're sitting on $100 million.
Here's the thing. Before I talk about 100 million, I'm just going to say one thing. Like with all of this stuff, right? Like all these things, like there's nothing particularly like, people have tried to say like, how is he involved with Dave and Malay, right? I am like not any person that's like special. I've hunted all this stuff down because I was trying to get to, I wanted two things. One, I thought that like meme coins were a step in the point of social finance. And I think I'm turning out that that's wrong. And everybody wants to kill me instead for facilitating some of these. But
I just like inserted myself in and then like scammed everyone, and now they all want to kill me. So I realized it was wrong. Just brilliant. This guy Hayden is brilliant.
But I think you and everyone else should at least take a fucking second and look at what should people do and how should people make money from these. Because there's basically one way, right? There's fees, which are very nominal on big launches. And then there's also, of course, the platforms that make fuckloads of money. No matter if there's a rug pull or a project goes well or not, which I completely disagree with.
Yeah,
I completely like, and I completely disagree with it. Like pump funds, fucking full of shit. Meteora, Jupiter, Bullex, Photon, all these.
So he's at least also calling out all his co-conspiracy criminals. So he's calling out all the scammers in the ecosystem, which is pretty epic. But now, like, he's just, you already had the president of Argentina and his gang in that country wanting to murder you. Now you got, like, Molina's team and crew and possibly Trump's. And then now you just ratted out and got, like, all the operators of these other scams that have hundreds of millions of dollars also because they've scammed so much crypto off of people. But so, you know what? At least he's coming clean before he ends up. What's that? It's that scam gold company that's actually was based out of my city, Calgary. Well, anyways, getting thrown out of a helicopter as they do when you scam millions of people for millions or billions of dollars. But let's continue.
Guys, it doesn't matter. They're just making money on trading fees. And if people lose their shorts, they're still cooking, which I think is fucking bullshit. And I've told many of the owners of those of all those platforms that it's fucking bullshit. And there should be some element of like, if it's a true rug or people are screwing you, or screwing people, like screwing people, there should be some sort of like refund policy. Anyways, aside from that,
okay, there should be a refund policy because I screwed everyone to the point that I literally refunded Dave Portnoy because I screwed him with how bad I screwed it. But there should be a policy, but I didn't, and I have 100 million. And what do I do, CoffeeZilla?
Would people do? What do you do when there's a broken system and you're trying to fix it and you're trying to sort out different launches, different mechanisms, starting at higher market caps, figuring out who to involve versus not? how to keep the CA to yourself, how to market it without telling people. What the fuck should you do? I would love just at least, right, if this is going to be recorded and go live and whatever, that to be a thought, because nobody,
Well, for one,
the best
you don't
people in crypto
scam everyone,
don't have an answer.
You don't snipe
They
and
don't.
dump on them. As
Nobody has an
another.
answer for
You
it.
don't work with a bunch of other scammer
I'm constantly trying to figure out.
You don't
Okay,
involve the
what
presidents
should we
of
do?
countries
How
in
should
the
we make
scams.
money
That's
cleanly?
another thing you
Is it
wouldn't
even
do.
possible? Do you
I mean,
not make money at
fundamentally,
all?
hold on. Fundamentally,
Yeah, because we're gonna pause before we let CoffeeZilla say what he'd fundamentally do. Fundamentally, that is why I have yet to launch my projects, because I've been doing all these case studies on all these idiots and the ecosystems of the scammers, and then I don't want to scam anybody, and it's gonna be a decent project that you want to probably own a part of at some point. But yeah, what you don't do is you don't bring in presidents of countries into your scam and then scam them. And then, yeah, this Hayden dude's just beyond retarded. And you don't work with scammers. You don't bring presidents of countries into work with scammers that you know are scammers that are going to scam them. And then you scam them as well and just say it's part of the industry and then say, oh, I don't know why did this all happen. Because you just admitted you knew it was a scam from the get-go, and that you knew everyone you're working with were fucking scammers, and that you were all doing criminal actions, and you brought in and set up fucking countries and their leaders into your scams. Like, the fuck is wrong with these people?
I think people in crypto don't have a good answer, because the real answer nobody wants to hear, which is that you're sort of like, what's the fair way to make a bunch of money selling like tulip bulbs or something like that? It's like, you can structure it a lot of different ways, but anything that is by definition value extracting from the world at large is probably not a great thing. So I think people in crypto don't want to hear that.
But then every crypto project, whether they're VC funded or it's a meme coin, is value extracted.
Okay, wait, hang on. I think there's a difference between something that has it's a word that gets overused, but utility, something that does something, a tool that purports to do something, and then things that literally have no intrinsic value at all, right?
But it's still value extraction.
Definitely no.
It doesn't matter if it has utility.
Not necessarily. I mean, not necessarily. Like take for example, the company Coca-Cola, right? Coca-Cola, you could say, well, making a lot of money.
Here, now Coffee is trying to explain the concept and economics of intrinsic value and utility, aka providing a service. Thus, what, Web3, what the most layer one cryptos, they're actually based off of financial utility, connecting money and currency into digital trade and economic world exchange. That's the real purpose of them, compared to these literally zero function, zero value, no intrinsic value of whatsoever meme coin projects that they are then by system and design extracting value from, aka just robbing everybody that gets involved. It's just like how this fucking retard Hayden doesn't understand the difference. It's mind-blowing. And how this kid got into a position to have $100 million from scamming people through meme coin, just out of control. It's insane.
Shareholders, right? But they also, one, provide a good, I mean, you could quibble about that, but they provide a service people will pay money for, and they provide something. Then in addition, they provide dividends to shareholders. So their shareholders, regardless, the shareholder could buy in for $1 and leave with $1, but they've made the dividends, right? So it's not a zero-sum game. Coca-Cola is not running a zero-sum game. Apple is not running a zero-sum game. These companies that are in the capital markets are not running zero-sum games. They're producing things. That is what the value is based on. crypto, the idea was that we are, yes, it's a little speculative at first, but the reason you should care about this is because there's something that is valuable behind it. There's some kind of financial technology behind it. I think that's the overall pitch. Now,
But
people
there's
will
not.
argue
There's
well,
not.
that's,
Like,
I mean,
Yes, there
there's
is
not.
in the actual
look at
projects
any
and stuff,
crypto
just
asset,
not your fucking
right? Like
scam
even
baseless
Bitcoin,
meme
right?
coins that you
Bitcoin
brought
is
presidents of
literally
nations
valuable
into,
because
you
a shitload of
fucking
people
goof
said it's
dumbass.
valuable, and because it quote unquote isn't controlled by anybody that we know of. Like even at the top, all of it is extractive to some degree or a zero-sum game. None of it has value. So it's like whether it's a fucking meme coin or it's a giant utility project, it all is dog shit. The whole point of being here is the attempt for it not to be one day, which is going to require huge amounts of progress for it to get there. My bet.
yeah, but the progress is not going to come in the
just-
meme coins. Yeah, go ahead.
Just to finish, right? I'm not saying I'm right, by the way. I'm just saying this is my thought. I'm not at all saying I'm right. But my thought was, if some of
So
these
it's
meme
like
coins,
he's trying to compare himself and say he's equal and better than like XRP, XLM, HBAR, these technology companies that include encryption. Some of them are quantum proof. They're about data storage. They're actually about banking international settlements. They're actual companies with freaking technology, with hardware, with actual intrinsic value and economic system. And then he's trying to say that he is the exact same as that with absolutely nothing, just a little pump.fund empty shell of nothing that has zero utility, zero function, zero anything. And that he's bringing freaking presidents of countries into it, that not only is it absolutely worthless, its tokenomics and designs and setup are a fucking scam to extract money, as well as then also everyone he's working with and the system that he's brought it into, also all criminals and scams that then scam and poach it even worse. Like, weird situation. No, he's just a criminal trying to cover for himself and trying to claim that it's all that when it is not. And yeah, this guy, I hope to God, ends up in jail someday, but more likely, tragically, he's probably going to end up falling out of an airplane or helicopter without a parachute, as they do when you rip off and steal hundreds of millions of dollars from companies and presidents. Just saying.
because that's the shit about right now, at least for the past 3-4 months or 2-3 months, whatever, maybe since Trump launched, is that some of these could at least maybe again eventually create utility, or the Daves, or the, Kanye is a horrible example, but some of these big guys, and they start collaborating, cross promoting, burning tokens, adding utility, and maybe there's actually potential of like social finance for those type of things. But in order to get there, there's going to be a fuckload of dumb shit that happens, which is the situation that I'm in right now, which is an absolute colossal, giant, huge fuck off problem, which is the $100 million thing, which we can go back to.
Yeah, I'm happy to get back there. You've got $100 million kind of sitting there, and you're trying to find what to do. Now, you and I spoke in text, and my advice, I don't know if it's perfect, but my advice is like, look, you need to take a snapshot, calculate P&Ls, calculate who lost money, and assign pro rata shares of the losses. So if, and maybe with an emphasis on lower amounts. So like, let me just like give you a, for instance, you could cap the amount of losses somebody could reasonably claim to like $50,000, with the assumption being, if you have more than that, you are much more likely to be a more sophisticated trader. And the emphasis with recovery would be on people who are not sophisticated, who are just maybe, somebody from Argentina who just saw the Malay tweet and was like, I'll throw money at that, right? Or somebody from America who has like no idea, they have $1,000 and they dump money into that. So you could make a lot of people whole using that The downside is that it would take a lot of time and an analytics firm, frankly. As I told you, I think it would take a lot of effort. But I think that's the most reasonable approach given how screwed up it's all become.
Yeah, so I would I've been told basically 4 things. I'm happy to, like, if somebody, the whole point of me texting you was not some fucking sob story. It was like, look, I need somebody trustworthy to come help me because I don't know what the fuck to do. And I don't want to be blamed for something that I had no intention of creating, to be just quite honest. And remember, this is the government of Argentina, Malay, like Kip. I am not the team. I am not the team. I will say that 100 more times. Like, I have no desire to be in the position. The video I posted was simply to try and get people to help. And no one besides like Yatsu, no one has come to help. That's like a crypto leader. It's insane to me. All these people are bitches. Anyways, there's 4.
No one's come to help me because like I exposed a bunch of scammers and I'm a scammer and I scammed everyone, so I'm on myself. So I'm trying to reach out to you, CopyZilla. Like, what's a freaking joke? All right, I guess we're halfway through it, but we're an hour and 30 minutes in here, and it was 4, 5, 6 a.m., 5 a.m. almost. So I should probably wrap this up pretty quick. The whole purpose of it, MeMeBus, CryptoAlchemist coin, and will be minting right away. And I will post the wallet address as well as the coin address, so it can be tracked and allocated. And I will announce the pre-sale in a little bit, and I will give the full tokenomics of it all. But I'll also be doing airdrops. I'll also be connecting AI into a couple of the other projects like MeMeBus, because I do meme business, and so should you, because it is a meme market. We are at peak meme sanity, the meme market. I don't know, but it's going down, but it's going to go up again, and you want to be on that meme bus because, well, the smart money always makes money. And we're going to be investigating further into it as we launch these all. And Chris, if you're still watching, you should let Josh know that I would like to get involved with him here quite intricately on a couple of these projects, and with what he wants to relaunch properly and do a new one. One of my projects can be a part of that, and either way, I will airdrop to the Mandy Coin community wallets on at least a couple of my projects, and definitely will probably launch, or definitely at least be doing a big airdrop when I do Poo USD meme, and that one is going to be 1 billion minted. A couple 100 million airdropped, couple 100 million for staking, and then the rest in the open market. But it's gonna have to be done in a way where there aren't these freaking corrupt insider scam bonding curves, which they claim is for fairness, but no, it's literally them just stacking and then dumping on everyone, and a giant scam, clearly. So that is why I have yet to launch any of them, but I am going to start minting them, because there might just be this. All right, I will get on that. And yeah, because the crypto market, it's in my heart and soul, and my projects, they're going to happen. And one day you will be using Poo USD stablecoin issued by your proof of own dollars, and it will happen. And you can even probably one day be using your gold, your crypto gold USD dollars that probably will be trading accepted worth more than a standard USD, because that bitch be backed by your own physical gold that you hold, because that is the point of the poop coin. And all right, on that note, I do agree. The PMG is the best crypto community out there. And good luck, Anthony, over my dead body. Will Canada be the 51st state ever? But that is a story for another day. But I don't hate America. Just don't get delusional. We have troubles even maintaining Quebec in the French half of our country. But yeah, all right. Love y'all. Tomorrow, doing a stream on Alchemy, and that is all we have today. That's hot.
You crazy mother. Yeah. It's just Bernie. Hey, Bernie, just like last week, huh? Weekend at Bernie's.